Hey guys, sorry for the long pause since my last video. I've been incredibly busy with some projects, but mostly busy with AI models and tools. I have some vital updates for you today because from where I'm standing, our industry is facing a massive crisis. To really understand what's happening, you have to completely collapse your current perception of the world and look at this situation purely through what I call statistics and probability. AI is going to replace, I guess, 95 to 99% of traditional CGI. If you haven't felt it yet, you will in the next 12 to 24 months. The technology is scaling exponentially, but the human adaptation is way too slow to keep up. I talk to people and I see that they don't have any idea what's coming, both good and bad. I spent last few months working 24 to 16 hours a day testing local and cloud-based AI models, building systems. And what AI is basically, AI is a black swan. It's a phrase created by Nassim Taleb, which means black swan is an event that is very unpredictable, but it holds a massive transformative shift to the world. So it's going to transform the world exponentially. So every human being gotta be prepared. To be honest with you, here's the cold-hearted truth. The traditional 3D rendering workflow just doesn't make any sense to me anymore. The 3D software will mostly be used, I guess, for simple blockouts. For example, in the automotive space, I recently used Cloud Code to build a WebGL, small WebGL application. I fed the AI screenshots of a car from different angles and was able to perfectly understand the spatial consistency of the vehicle. Obviously, I'm talking about state-of-the-art models like Google Nano, Banana Pro, Flux 2 Max, etc. In some cases, if it's possible, you gotta do fine-tuning of the models, because in very specific things, when it comes down to very specific things, like let's say a BMW M4 bumper kit from a certain brand, the model might not have a deep understanding of how it looks or what it is, so you gotta guide it, but most of the time it does a super great job. Well, even in gaming industry, there's a thing called Google Genie project. It takes a single 2D image and generates a full interactive walkable simulation that has a built-in memory. Of course, for now you can, I guess it has a memory of a few seconds or whatever, but what I mean is that in upcoming 1 to 2 years, eventually it will be able to generate a full simulated game. And this leads past CGI. The 95% of standard SaaS businesses are essentially dead walking. With a $100 AI subscription, let's say with Cloud Code, you can automate almost any standard software service. The only platform that will survive are those backed by massive proprietary data or custom-built AI engines that can't be easily replicated or cloned. Because of this shift, I'm done making CGI and 3D modeling tutorials. It's simply a waste of your time and my time. Instead, my upcoming videos are going to focus entirely on how AI is transforming content generation and automation for artists, mainly for 3D artists. So if you want to survive this, you have to focus on two things. Distribution is, I guess, the most important thing, because soon anyone will be able to generate high-end renders and software. The only thing that separates the winners from the losers will be the ability to actually distribute and sell what you create. The second most important thing will be asking the right question. So you need to figure out what to build in the world where the execution is fully automated. So what and why are far more important than how. Also, hyper niche technical skills are finished. Take Blender, for instance. By utilizing the MCP, the Model Context Protocol, you can hook an AI agent directly into Blender's API. Let's say you can connect the cloud code to Blender's API. You type a prompt or you feed it an image and the AI handles the modeling. Obviously, it doesn't really do a good job for now, but in a year, it will be 100 times better. It will be a bot that can do 3D modeling, rendering, texturing 24/7 without ever burning out or getting bored. So just for you to understand how powerful is this. Well, the era of the generalist is back. What I mean by saying a generalist, the generalist in this case will be a person who will have a multi-model understanding of the world, especially understanding of how the economics work. So that knowledge will give him a power to create a full business and also distribute it. So create a product and sell it. Because again, technical skills will not be really important anymore. Okay guys, I guess that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. Following this video, you can watch an AI generated video that explains how the AI will impact the CGI. I wrote the text and I simply generated a video using the Google Notebook LM. It will give you a little bit more detailed information, but for now, that's it. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye.
All right, let's get right into it. We're looking at a pretty serious warning coming from deep inside the creative industry. It's about an AI-driven crisis that might just turn the entire world of computer graphics upside down. And look, this isn't just clickbait or some random prediction. That's a direct quote from a creator who's been in the trenches, working 16-hour days, pushing these new AI models to their absolute limits. So this message comes from some really intense hands-on experience, and it's basically setting the stage for a huge, huge shift. So let's make this real for a second. What if everything we know about digital creation, the super detailed, painstaking work of 3D artists and animators, is on the verge of being almost completely automated? This isn't some far-off sci-fi idea. The argument we're exploring today is that this is happening, like right now. So first, we really need to get our heads around what this crisis actually is. The source material says that to truly get it, we have to basically toss out our old ideas about how the market works. We need to look at this with fresh eyes, purely through the lens of data and probability. Here's the core idea. Our current models for what's valuable, for what skills matter, they're becoming obsolete. The rules of the game are being completely rewritten by a technology that doesn't move in a straight line. So if we want to see what's coming, we have to look at the cold hard data, not the comfortable workflows we're all used to. And that brings us to the most jaw-dropping claim in the source material: the sheer scale of this whole thing. We're not talking about a few jobs here and there being affected. No, we are talking about a near total replacement. 99%. Just let that sink in for a second. That's the number. The prediction is that AI is on track to replace 99% of all traditional 3D graphics work. This isn't about AI being a helpful tool for artists. This is about AI doing the overwhelming majority of the tasks that define the industry today. And the timeline for this? It's incredibly fast. The argument is, if you haven't felt this shift already, you absolutely will within the next 12 to 24 months. We are apparently at the knee of an exponential curve. That point where slow, steady growth just suddenly explodes. The entire industry is on the brink of a complete rewrite. What's so interesting here is that this gets right to the heart of the problem. You've got technology growing exponentially, just shooting for the moon, but our ability to adapt as humans, well, that's biological. It's slow, it's steady, it's linear. This massive gap between how fast the tech is moving and how fast we can keep up, that's what's creating the crisis. So, what does this actually look like in the real world? What are the consequences? Which specific skills, jobs, and even business models are, well, facing extinction? Let's break down what's becoming obsolete. The source is pretty blunt about this. Those traditional 3D rendering workflows, they just don't make sense anymore. Soon, 3D programs might only be used for simple blockouts, nothing more. And yeah, even the gaming industry's pipeline is becoming a thing of the past, with new AI models that can spin up interactive worlds from just a single 2D image. And this slide is a fantastic illustration of how the new workflow looks. Instead of a whole team spending weeks modeling, texturing, and coding, you just feed an AI a few screenshots of a car. The AI figures out the structure and spits out a fully interactive 3D viewer. A really complex process gets boiled down to a single command. It's wild. And believe me, the impact goes way beyond CGI. The source claims that 95% of standard software as a service, SaaS businesses, are effectively dead. I mean, why would you pay for a dozen separate services when one single AI subscription can do most of their jobs? The only platforms that are likely to survive are the ones with huge, unique datasets that AI can't just easily copy. Okay, so that's the problem. It's big, it's moving fast, and yeah, it's a little scary. But what's the solution? What do we do? Well, the source argues that survival comes down to mastering two completely new and absolutely critical skills. The first key is distribution. Think about it. If absolutely everyone can create a photorealistic masterpiece with a simple text prompt, then the value isn't in making the thing anymore. The real value shifts to your ability to get that creation seen, to market it, and to sell it. This means you have to understand how to build an audience, how to work the social platforms, and how to tell a story around your work that actually connects with people. Your skills have to shift from being purely technical to being strategic. And the second key is strategic inquiry. It's really all about asking the right questions. When the how of making something is completely automated, the most valuable thing a human can do is figure out the what and the why. It's the vision, the concept, the unique idea that solves a real problem or just creates something amazing for an audience. It's about looking at the world, seeing a need, and then telling the AI to build the solution. That's the skill that's going to set you apart. So these two keys, distribution and inquiry, they point to a much bigger change in the kind of professional who's going to succeed from now on. It really signals the end of one era and the start of a whole new one. And that's the bottom line right there. For decades, the way to succeed was to become a hyper-specialist, be the absolute best 3D modeler or the best texture artist. According to this view, that era is over. The future belongs to the generalist. So the new winning professional is T-shaped. Just picture the letter T. That horizontal bar across the top, that's your broad general knowledge across a ton of different fields. Art, business, psychology, marketing, you name it. And that vertical bar going down, that's your deep, deep expertise in one specific area. It's that powerful combination of breadth and depth that lets you ask the right questions and then get the answers out to the world. And that's where we'll leave it, with this one big question. The technical stuff, the execution, is quickly becoming a commodity that AI just handles. The last frontier, the truly valuable human skill, is that high-level strategic thinking. So the question for all of us is, are we ready for a world where our value isn't about what we can do, but what we can think?